For them, it could be again a revising of the content which help them in conducting this SIP program for the students. And probably, as you all know, the fresh batch of students is about to join your institutions. So in that context, it may help the faculty also in delivering the content of the SIP. Right. So you can ask your students to join this session. Even they have not undergone SIP or SDP, that's also fine, because we mostly cover the entire content in these sessions. But then again, if they have not undergone the SDP, if they are joining in between, they might lose track of the content and might not be able to get the complete grasp of the content. So since we have just started yesterday, it will be okay if they join today or next week or in the few upcoming sessions also. Right. So as we always say, you are free to ask questions. You may raise your hand, or you can unmute yourself if mic has been provided to you. That's also possible. Right. So as Parishad Bhai mentioned, it's kind of a family reunion where we sit together and try to explore the content together, try to learn the content together. And we can share our experiences also in terms of the living part or the sanskar part. In our everyday life experiences, we might be having many experiences where we might have used the self-exploration as the tool to evaluate the proposals, and those experiences we can share. It may be useful for others also. Right. So in the last session, we were talking about this table. We completed this table where we discussed that what our present effort is, where the present effort is leading to the expectation of becoming something. And when I become something, what I expect to get out of becoming that. And after getting what is expected, what I want to be. And we have seen that ultimately everything is leading to one thing, which is like to be happy and prosperous. Isn't it? So we can say that that can be the basic aspiration, to be happy and prosperous for everyone, right? So if we go forward, if you reflect upon what is our basic aspiration among all these things, we can see that it is to be happy and prosperous. So if you ask 1, 2, 3, or 4, are you able to see that it is 4, or do you have any reflections that it is not 4, which is 1, 2, 3, or something like that? So can we say that 4 is our basic aspiration? You can use your chat box also to reflect upon, or if needed, you can use the mic also. What do you think? Which one is our basic aspiration? Yes. Yeah. So we can see that 4 is our basic aspiration, isn't it? Right? And if you look at 1, 2, 3, and these are steps towards our basic aspiration, and it is a path to fulfilling our basic aspiration. So 1, 2, 3 are the steps or the path for fulfilling our basic aspiration. Can you see? Can you see that? Just a moment. Namaste Parishit Bhaiya, can we see that the chats are disabled? Is it that? Just a moment. Okay. Gee. So, can you see that becoming something, doing something, getting something, etc., are just the steps to achieve your basic aspiration? Are we able to see this? Are you able to see that the becoming something, doing something, getting something are just the steps to achieve our basic aspiration, which is to be in continuous happiness and prosperity? Are you able to see this? Right? So when you move from 1 to 4, from the present effort to the basic aspiration, there may be doubt and fear at every step. So while I am in the present effort, while I'm taking effort to study for my engineering course, I'm not sure like whether I will be able to get a job of my choice or not, isn't it? Even I'm not sure whether I'll get a job or not after the completion of the course. And even when I complete the course and become an engineer, I'm not sure whether I will get the expected salary out of the job. I'm not sure whether the work I'm doing is leading to my harmony or not. I'm not sure the work environment is harmonious or not. Right. And even when I get the salary also, I'm not sure whether this salary which I'm getting is going to make me happy or not. I may think that when I get the salary, I may buy or procure some things, and that is what I can do with the salary, right? And when I get the things which I am needed, the physical facility, I'm not sure I'll be able to become happy or not. So there is doubt in every step. When I move from the point of present effort to the expect to become something, to get something, and finally to the aspiration part. Now, if you think, would you like to make sure that the steps you choose will lead to your happiness and prosperity? Isn't it? So when I'm taking effort, am I able to make sure that the effort which I'm putting, the steps which I'm taking will lead to happiness and prosperity? Definitely, I would like to. Isn't it? But the fear part is there always, right? And I can see that these are the steps towards my basic aspiration of becoming happy and prosperous, isn't it? And if you look at my planning about life, how would you plan your life? Is it from 1, 2, 3, 4, plan the steps without being clear of your basic aspiration? Or is it from 4, 3, 2, 1, which is like develop the clarity of your basic aspiration and then work out the steps back? What do you think? Which one would be the best? Either it is 1, 2, 3, 4, or is it from 4, 3, 2, 1? What do you think? You can reflect in the chat box also. Is it from 1, 2, 3, 4, or is it from 4, 3, 2, 1? Yeah. So I can see the response that it is from 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And if you check, dear students, how you are planning now, what do you see? Are you planning from 4, 3, 2, 1, or are you doing it from 1, 2, 3, 4? So mostly it is 1, 2, 3, 4, isn't it? Which means when I'm taking the present effort, even though I'm expecting to become something, there is fear in it. I'm not sure about it, whether I'll be able to complete that expectation. And even I see the next step to something out of that. I'm not sure about it. I have doubt on that because my basic aspiration is not clear for me. I'm not very clear about my basic aspiration. I'm not sure what I ultimately want, isn't it? So instead of the steps being taken from 1, 2, 3, 4, if I am clear about the basic aspiration is to be in a state of continuous happiness and prosperity, and then I take appropriate steps backtracking of the expecting to get or expecting to become, and accordingly I put my present effort, then there is a definiteness that I will ultimately reach the destination or the goal of the basic aspiration, because the goal is clear. So based on that goal, I would see what I wanted, what I expect to do to get. So if I'm planning to get the money out of it, that is what I'm aiming at, right? Or if at all I am thinking of to have the right understanding along with the money part, and the fulfillment of the physical facility, then I would retract back to step 2 and think what would make me to get that. So let's say I expect to become an engineer, right? Who would design solutions which will add value to the people, and along with that, I am able to get the salary also, right? And that work is of my liking also, right? And then I put the effort presently to become that engineer, that job, isn't it? So the present effort itself is mapped to become the basic aspiration, to have the basic aspiration. And all the previous steps are in line or aligned to the basic aspiration. So are you able to see the difference between these two? Right? In the first case, I'm not clear. I'm putting some effort, but I'm not clear about the basic aspiration. I'm putting some effort to become an engineer, thinking that when I become an engineer, I would be happy. Right? And when I become an engineer, I expect that I will get salary or money. And when I think that when I get this salary, I would be happy. Right? And I think that when I get the salary, I would get the physical facility which is needed for me, and I would be happy. But while going through this, step 1, step 2, step 3, I am not sure that of my basic aspiration is to be happy and prosperous. Whereas in the second case, I am very sure that my basic aspiration is to be happy and prosperous. And then I retract for to be in harmony, what I should expect to get. If it is money or the physical facility, which is for my prosperity, then what should I become to get that money? And I would see that there are different ways I can become to get that money, right? So in that context also, my basic aspiration is clear. So I want to become something which is again aligned to my basic aspiration, which is happiness and prosperity. So which means that when I become something, when I become an engineer, I'm still, my basic aspiration is to be happy and prosperous. I'm aligning the becoming part to the basic aspiration. So I will choose a job profile which ensures me happiness and prosperity also, along with the salary which is going to generate the physical facility also. And for that, I am putting the present effort. Right? So each step in the present effort itself, it is aligned to the basic aspiration. So I'm happy and I'm putting present effort. I wanted to become an engineering profession in a particular profile which is of liking to me. So I'm putting the effort in that line and becoming an engineer of that profile, which means while becoming an engineer, while working as an engineer in that profile, I'm happy and prosperous. And along with that, I generate the money, the physical facility. And while earning the money, I am happy and prosperous. While sharing more than what it is, I am happy and prosperous. And while supporting my family, I am happy. So in each of the steps, all these steps are aligned to my basic aspiration. Isn't it? Anyone of you would like to comment? Yeah. Any reflections or any questions you have with respect to what has been discussed so far? Right. So let's move ahead a little bit. Right. So what we have just discussed now is that I'm very clear about my basic aspiration, and based on that, I'm putting my effort right now. But if I'm not clear about my basic aspiration, what will happen? In that case, the direction of your effort may keep changing as assumptions change. Isn't it? So assumptions change means, so while I put my effort for engineering itself, few of my seniors told that, no, you can opt for higher studies, go for higher studies, and you can travel abroad and make a job. So you put some effort for that. And then some of your relatives told that, you know what you're doing? Why don't you try for a government job? Then your assumptions change. Right? So the direction of effort might change. Then after that, somebody might say that it is better to be here in India itself, and India is full of opportunities, and the IT sector is going to give you so much of money when you join a company. Then your direction of your effort might change because of the change in assumptions. And even when you get that job, you are not sure whether you have arrived or not because your basic aspiration is not clear. So when you join as a junior engineer, you might think that I should become I would become more settled. I will get more salary when I become a project leader or a team leader. And I start working for that. Or I should have so completed so and so task for my appraisal, good appraisal next time. Isn't it? And what happens is that there is very likely that there will be a mix of satisfaction and dissatisfaction, which is like happiness and unhappiness, which is going on, which is kind of a roller coaster kind of thing, or which is kind of a sine wave signal or a half-hazard signal like this. So my basic aspiration, if not clear, if vague, I may think that I should aim for the sky. Or I may think that I should make lots of money and have fun. I should think that I may think that I should make a lot of money and travel around the world. And these assumptions might keep on changing. And your thoughts might look like what is shown in this particular figure. Because the aim, the goal is not clear. isn't it? Any questions, any sharings, any reflections? What do you think about it? It would be nice if you can interact. It would be nice if you can reflect so that your reflection might help the other people also in their explorations. Even the faculty joined here can reflect in terms of how we can take this content to the students. So anything is fine. Right. Okay. So let me go a little bit ahead. So the present effort, the expectation to become something, the expectation to get or do something, we move between this haphazardly because the aim is not clear. On the other hand, if I have the clarity of my basic aspiration, which is the goal, then I backtrack on what to do, what to get, and to the current state. The direction of the effort, I'm sure, even though there may be slight ups and downs which are happening, but the net direction of my effort is for the basic aspiration of happy and prosperous life. We plan steps that connect and lead to the fulfillment of basic aspiration. The direction is definite. The goal is to be always happy and prosperous. And we can see that our basic aspiration is definite. It does not keep changing. And I can see that it is the same for all the human beings. Isn't it? Right. So my thinking and doing something is aligned to my basic aspiration. My expectation to become something is again aligned to the basic aspiration. My expectation to get or do something is also aligned to the basic aspiration. Because the goal of becoming the basic aspiration is to be always happy and prosperous. That is set. And I'm new within me that that is my basic aspiration. Now, there can be another situation when we come into a situation where my favorite path is closed. So I have set a path, one of my favorite path, maybe in a admission in a prestigious institute or a prestigious course. And I work for that. I prepared for the entrance examinations very hard, but then I couldn't make it to it. I couldn't get that favorite institution or my favorite course. So what shall I do? Continue to be unhappy about it or find an alternative path? What do we think? One or two? If I think that my favorite path is closed and I continue to be unhappy about it, what will happen? I might have many resources within me, many capabilities within me for a fulfilling life. But if I seize that when my favorite path is closed, I am lost. if that thought is there within me, then I would say, then we can see that my basic aspiration or my goal is not clear for me. If my goal is clear for me, that it is to be happy and prosperous, then I would definitely choose an alternative path which is aligned with my basic aspiration, isn't it? It's very simple. Examples are given. I want to go to the US for my degree, but I was forced to take admission here by my parents. My dreams are shattered. So I'm unhappy. Now I'm not, because of my unhappiness, I'm not able to do anything else. I'm not able to think about an alternative path. Right. On the other hand, if my goal is clear, irrespective of whether I'm in US doing my degree or if I'm doing a course in our country itself, if my goal is clear, I can be here doing a course which I have got right now. Similar is the case, example of I did not get the branch of my choice. My motivation to study is gone. These are things happening for students, isn't it? Yes or no? I did not get the institute I wanted. I'm unhappy. Now I don't want to study anymore. I'm stopping studying. That's it. This thought is because my goal is not clear. The goal, when not clear, the intermediate steps also might not be clear. Are you able to see this? Any reflections? So to sum up, we can see that every student has some aspirations, but they may not be clear about the basic aspiration. They all might have one or the other aspirations. That aspirations need not be the basic aspiration. They might be having aspirations to become some job or career in a particular field or so. But then that is not the basic aspiration. That is only the aspiration, one of the aspiration. So when we see that, when we reflected upon our understanding, we have seen that the basic aspiration of every human being is continuity of happiness and prosperity. Isn't it? We have identified that the basic aspiration of every human being, not only the students, every human being is continuity of happiness and prosperity. All our effort and time we put are in some way or the other pointing to happiness and prosperity. But unknowingly, because of the lack of understanding, we might be doing something or the other which make us unhappiness. We might have some lack of understanding, and based on that, we might have assumptions which are not leading to the understanding of the happiness and prosperity. But the right way to proceed is to be clear of the basic aspiration first, and then decide the program to fulfill it. That's the right way to proceed. Isn't it? At the level of implementation, there can be several ways in terms of becoming something. doing or getting something to fulfill the basic aspiration. Now this is clear. There can be several ways. For example, as an engineer, I can, if I have a liking for the sound system, I can become a sound engineer, right? Who do research in sound. There are people who do research about the effect of music on health, right? Or it could be someone who is doing research on the, if somebody is interested in sports, there can be systems which are used in sports, which are engineering applications, which can be artificial intelligence based applications used in sports, especially if somebody's favorite sport is about football. There are sensors based systems to know whether the ball has touched beyond the boundary, not beyond the court, right? Whether somebody is offside, there can be systems which can be precisely say when somebody is offside. Isn't it? So the ways can be different based on my thinking or my liking. But the aim or the goal is to become happy. Isn't it? If I am liking, I have a passion for deep sea diving, I can have a what we call a computer vision aided system which can be used to see under the water, record it, send it from there to cloud and things like that. Isn't it? So there can be several ways in terms of becoming something to fulfill the basic aspiration. But whatever I do is in line for the fulfillment of my basic aspiration. And there can be a scenario where, as we discussed today, there can be a scenario where my favorite path chosen is closed. There can be a scenario where my favorite path is borrowed notion that somebody else has given me. Just because of I have seen someone who is traveling from country to country, and I was just fascinated by like he traveling like that. If I choose a job, and then I may find it difficult if I also miss my home, isn't it? So when I have a family, then if my job requirements is to travel, if like 50% days of, or maybe more than that time per month, then there is a conflicting thing about it, right? So if it is a borrowed notion or a sensation based decision, then I will be in a problem. But then I can explore all the possibilities and decide upon what to do, keeping in mind that my basic human aspiration is to be in a state of continuous happiness and prosperity. Right. So we will stop it here and we will continue in with the next topic. Let me share the slide from my side. So moving ahead, we'll see the basic human aspirations and their fulfillment, which is the session 3, right? So in the previous session, we spoke about this. We just spoke about this just now, right? Now, let's move ahead. Okay, so in this session, we want to explore into 2 questions. Are happiness and prosperity our basic aspirations? What is needed to fulfill these aspirations? Right. So we will explore the process of exploration. So what we are doing is what we call it as self-exploration. What does that mean? So whatever we have discussed here and whatever we are going to discuss here is said as a proposal. What does that mean? It means that just because it is being said in a workshop like this, I should not immediately accept it to be true or false. Do not assume it to be true or false without verifying. Instead, what I should do, instead, I verify it on my own right. I verify it. And how do I verify? Verify on the basis of my natural acceptance. And this is something important. Right. What is this natural acceptance? So if I ask you the question, do you want to be happy? What would be your answer? Yes or no? It is a yes, isn't it? So it's a very clear yes. So for getting that answer, did you search the Google or did you ask someone who is sitting next to you, your family member? No, isn't it? We just got the answer from within that I want to be happy. And if I ask you the question 10 years down the line also, what would be your answer? Your answer would be yes, isn't it? And if I ask the same question, if I would have asked you the same question 2, 3 years before, your answer would be the same. Now, if you have gone to Europe and in that context, I'm asking you the question, your answer would be the same, that you want to be happy. And if instead of asking you, if I ask any human being, the answer would be yes, which means it is true for everyone, every human being. It is true for every human being, irrespective of the time difference, across the time, across the geographical differences, across the age difference, even if it for a little child or an 85-year-old man or woman, the answer would be the same. Because the answer comes within from an innate faculty called natural acceptance. So you can verify whatever the proposals being put forth here on the basis of your natural acceptance. Right. So what we are going to put forth here is few proposals. These proposals are one which have been true for us, and now we are putting forth before you for you to verify and see that it is leading for your happiness too. And these proposals are all put forth to be verified as a process of dialogue. Now I am having a discussion, I am having a dialogue with, with you to start with, right? So each and every sentences I'm putting here, you are trying to verify on the basis of your natural acceptance instead of assuming it to be true or false. And what happens is that soon it becomes a dialogue within your own self, right? So when some instance happens in your life, and then you have a dialogue within with respect to connected to the proposal and see whether this is right or wrong. And then you will be able to come out with a conscious decision based on your natural acceptance. So this dialogue is between what you are right now and what you really want to be. Right now, you may not be happy because of a particular decision, but what you really want to be is to be happy always. So when you are asking these questions to your natural acceptance, it will enable you to find the choices so that it will take you to what you really want to be, which is the happiness part. And the whole process and the whole program of this workshop is to initiate this internal dialogue. Once I am able to have this internal dialogue within me and reflect upon every instances happening within me, every interactions between me and the other, every interaction between me and the nature, every interaction between me and the existence, right? I'll be able to verify all the proposals put forth here and then come out with conscious choices so that I can move from what I am right now to what I really want to be. If there is any questions, you can put forth here. In reflections is again open. Feel free to ask questions. No problem. It seems like a one-way dialogue between me. Occasional some chat responses. That's all what I'm seeing. Am I talking to human beings? Yes or no? Can I have some responses? that I'm not talking to only the machine. Yes. Say hi at least, not someone.
Yeah, somebody saying good evening, somebody saying hi.